Hey, what is an A player? Never hurts to do definitions. What is an A player? I have two definitions for you. Number one, a little bit technically speaking, I would define an A player as the top 10% of talent available for a particular role at a particular level of compensation. Right? So top 10% of talent, that's 1 out of 10, that we're being pretty selective. Top 10% of talent available for a particular role at a particular level of compensation. Two implications of this definition. Number one, you can hire an A-player receptionist making $35,000 a year. You can hire an A-player CEO making $3.5 million per year. Totally different people, right? Obviously. Completely different skill sets, bringing completely different things to the party. They are both A players. Why so? Because an A player is defined by the role that they fill. An A player is job specific. Now, I think there's some things that cross over roles. I'm sure that you would agree with me. Integrity, work ethic, some reasonable level of intelligence. I mean, it's not our corporate core values. Those are things that probably are going to cut across all positions. But beyond that, you're an A player to the extent that you stack up well to the job requirements. And an A player in this job is not going to be an A player over here. Okay, let me tell you a second implication of that definition, and it is this. When you're doing this kind of program, it's always important to try to figure out what is going to cause people 3 minutes in to say, I don't buy it. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to nod and I'm going to be polite, but I don't buy it. And I'll tell you one of the reasons that you might say that to me, even at this point, because many of us, I'd say at least a third of us, have an assumption which says this: you do not want too many A players in your company. You don't want too many A players. And I'll tell you why, you're going to say to me. And you're saying this not based upon some theoretical classroom discussion, you're based upon your business experience, because you have a working definition, whether you know it or not, of an A player as difficult but top-notch. Difficult but top-notch. Fantastic performer, huge pain in the ass. That's kind of operatively, right? Right? This is how operatively we tend to define A players. That's not my definition. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have to put up with some things sometimes that we don't like in order to get the talent that we want. Often in business development roles and in technical roles, in order to get the talent that not all the time, but sometimes in order to get the talent that we want or keep the talent that we want, we put up with some behavior that we don't necessarily like. I don't disagree with that. But my definition of A player means that I think that we can have an A player in every role, or at least make that the goal. At least make that the goal. As opposed to saying, no, my goal is a bell curve. Because if our goal is the bell curve, what we're going to end up with is not going to be really pretty. You know? Okay. Does that make sense? All right. Here's my second definition of an A player. My second definition of an A player is somebody who can do a role better than you can do it, and you trust that they're going to get it done. I mean, that's just gut level, common sense. An A player is somebody who can do a role better than you can do it, and you trust that they're going to get it done. This is a big deal. It's a big deal because too many of us and too many of our managers are doing our jobs and other people's jobs. And we do it chronically. We do it all the time. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And that's part of what I want to introduce in this talk today is a challenge to say, listen, let's come in with some very simple methodology and approach to figure out how we can ratchet up the performance in our team or go out and find the people that we need.